Okay, if you hear any weird grumbling or growling in the background, I do apologize. It is mating season. I mean for the dogs, not... Oh, I couldn't have phrased that. That is such a weird phrase. I'm so sorry. Anyway, moving on. The real truth of the omnibus case. Truth is, that brickmaker cove was in the cabin of the omnibus the whole time. When the Irishman dragged me from under the seat, I saw that disc on the floor. All of a sudden, I heard a scream from over me head, and that pair on the roof deck went off to call the slopes. That's when McGilded slipped the driver some tin to run to the pawn shop about. He threatened me not to snitch, not to say nothing to no one about what I'd seen or heard.
Good grief, this is outrageous! What you've just told the court bears almost no resemblance to your testimony 2 months ago!
As you say, my lord.
Then, there's every chance I may have adjudicated an error in McGilded's trial!
You did, my lord.
It sounds very much to me as if the man deliberately deceived this court in an effort to cover up the most wicked of the schemes.
Without doubt, your lordship is correct. A great injustice was done in this courtroom 2 months ago. The actions of the accused in that trial, of this witness, and of my learned friend are entirely inexcusable.
I don't believe it! The whole trial was a farce? It was all lies? That McGilded fellow was rotten to the core, just like the pickpocket. Don't forget the lawyer from the East, they were all in it together! You're wrong, the lot of you! Mr. Naruto, the lawyer there, he didn't know nothing about it! Humbug!
I don't think so. Are we really expected to believe that?
He really stitched everyone up, didn't he? What an operation to get the man off scot-free! Unforgivable. Stop. The lies have to stop. Stop.
Yes, the defense made a terrible error of judgment. I intend to take full responsibility and suffer whatever consequences are deemed appropriate. However, it's imperative that the court allows the witness to elaborate on her testimony. Because the true significance of McGilded's pawned articles must be brought to light. Very well, my learned student friend. Given the depths of the calamity you had just plunged yourself into, this may be well worth hearing.
Words fail me. This situation is utterly deplorable. Mr. Naruhodo!
Yes, my lord.
I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial.
Of course, my lord. Blimey, Mr. Naruhodo.
Now, counsel, proceed with the cross-examination.
Yeah, that was hard. Oh, wait. We haven't started, and I can see these two. Okay, Ashley, Graydon. Hang on. Sorry, I had to turn on the AC again. It is getting really hot. I am sweating again. I just showered, man. Anyway, Ashley Graydon, his back is facing the camera. Even if you didn't know, something's weird going on. Okay. Oh yeah, let's skip a little bit. Hold it! Threatened you? How, exactly?
Told me I'd only be able to stop her if I did exactly what he said.
Yeah, they're... Look at them! What is this, afternoon tea? Excuse me? Would you care to share to the rest of the class? Is there something you'd like to share with the court, Inspector Gregson and Mr. Graydon? Inspector! Mr. Graydon!
Oh! Blimey! You trying to give me a heart attack?
You have been whispering to each other for quite some time now. Tell us, what is the discussion about? The discussion? With this fella? Pull the other one, Sunshine. Oh, now you're gonna gaslight us? You think I've got anything to talk about with a shady gent like this? And I have nothing to say to this uncouth detective after he deprived me of that disc that was rightfully mine. But they've clearly been talking the entire time I've been cross-examining Gina. I haven't been able to cross-examine her at all. You guys were just fucking like two old ladies lunching. It's as if they've been negotiating.
You will kindly refrain from talking amongst yourselves while the witness is giving testimony.
Yes, I'm sorry, my lord. What were those two talking about?
Miss Lestrade, continue with your testimony, please.
Well done, Gina. It can't have been easy to tell the truth like that.
Genius really put her faith in you, Bruno.
Yes, and to thank her, she'll have to face a charge of perjury once the trial's over. So I need to use the time now to get as much information out of her as possible.
It's time to really go for it. Press her on every statement.
Okay, every statement. Okay, they have stopped talking. Now we can actually press. Hold it. We need more info. And you were hiding in the cabin at that time as well, weren't you, Mrs. Strad? If I remember rightly, in the storage compartment underneath one of the seats? Yeah, that's right. It's pitch black under there, so you can't see nothing at all.
Now, in your testimony 2 months ago, I feel certain that you claimed Mr. McGilded was the sole passenger, did you not?
False testimony, my lord. That's what you told me I had to say. But it's important that you tell us the truth now. Were Mr. McGilded and the victim acquaintances? I don't know. But I did hear them talking a lot. What were they talking about? Well, I couldn't hear too well, but if I had to say, I think it was about money or something. They kept talking about buying, not buying.
Perhaps dealings of some kind.
Well, anyway, it got louder and louder. It started to sound like a proper fight. I was pretty scared by then. I hardly dared to breathe. And then, all of a sudden, I heard a noise like someone keeling over the floor. It was blooming loud and all.
And I believe you let out an involuntary scream.
Yeah. That's what gave me away. When the Irishman dragged me out from under the seat, I saw that disc on the floor. Oh, the disc was present. Oh, that's why she was so adamant of keeping it for herself. Was this the disc you saw? Yeah, I reckon it probably was. It was right next to the curve lying on the floor.
Could this disc have belonged to the victim, perhaps?
I don't know, but McGilded picked it up pretty smartish. And then he sat the curve with the knife up in his belly, up on my seat. What did he say to you at the time? He told me not to say a word about what I'd seen or what I heard to no one, about the disc and all. I was dead scared. The way he was looking at me, I thought if I didn't go along with it, I'd get stuck with that knife too. Then he started asking me a lot of questions. Like, what's my name and where I live and that. He asked me about being a diver too. But after a while, what happened in the carriage? What had happened in the carriage? What? But after a while, what had happened in the carriage was noticed. Oh, noticed by 2 people at the skylight, yeah. Yeah, that's right. First, there was some kind of rapping noise. All of a sudden, I heard a scream over my head, and that pair on the roof deck went to call the slops. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, that checks out. There were 2 gentlemen occupying the seats on the roof deck, I believe. That's right. They must have looked down to the skylight and noticed a curve with a knife in its guts. When they screamed, the driver pulled up the horses and McGilded got me out of sight. Hello again, lady first.
Out of sight? Where?
Back under the seat, where I started off. Once the carriage came to an halt, the 2 coves from the roof ran off to fetch the slops. If they immediately left to fetch the police, it would appear they were entirely unrelated to the incident. So that left McGilded, the driver, and you still at the scene. Yeah, only the driver didn't know I was there because I was under the seat. I heard the cabin door open and a voice from outside.
The driver, yes, he also testified in the trial, I believe.
He also committed perjury. Hey, Beppo.
A fellow who went by the name of Beppo, if memory serves.
Yeah. He's probably fired by now. What did McGilded and the driver say to each other?
I don't know what happened, and stuff like that, mainly.
That's when McGilded slipped the driver some tin to do a run to the pawn shop roundabout. I did not read that the first time, sorry, correctly. The pawn shop obviously being Windybanks on Baker Street.
Just a moment, counsel. Do you mean to tell me that the driver gave false testimony in that trial as well?
Perhaps the excursion to the pawnbrokery slipped his mind when he was in that stand.
Indeed, Lord Van Six.
McGilded took off his coat and gave it to the driver. He folded it up, all careful-like, before handing it over. When I saw him do that, I remembered thinking, that coat and watch got to be worth a few bob. Now, we know a bob is a shilling. Yay. Yes, Gina was sure the disc must be worth more than Mr. Windybank was suggesting, wasn't she? I remember her quibbling with him over the price that afternoon in the pawnbrokery. The driver looked pretty happy when McGilded flashed some brass in his face. He went running off a lick. Then the bog trotter called to me and told me to come out from the drag's cabin. Oh, Beppo, you were paid off too, weren't you? Oh, boy. He threatened me not to snitch, and not to say nothing to no one about what I'd seen or heard. I did not know snitch existed for a while. Threatened you how, exactly? Told me I'd only be able to scupper if I did exactly what he said. Which included giving false testimony in court 2 months ago? Yeah, that's it. And there were one other thing he said. Which was? He told me I'd have to hang on to the ticket from the pawn shop and make sure not to lose it.
The ticket? Well, I never.
Said that if he didn't show up to get the ticket off me before 2 months passed, I had to go to the pawn shop and pay the money to keep it in the lug to stop it from being forfeited. He left me some brass to pay for it.
But really, why on earth would Mr. McGilded have done such a thing? Depositing his overcoat with a pawnbroker before the arrival of the police. It makes no sense at all.
There would seem to be only one logical explanation, my lord. What McGilded had the driver deposit at Windybanks was something he didn't want the police to see. Yeah, because the coat was bloody. Something very important that he needed to hide at all costs. Anyway, after that, he let me go. So I legged it before the coppers showed up.
Thank you, Miss Lestrade. Thank you, counsel. I've heard enough. I believe we now have a reasonable understanding of what actually transpired on the omnibus.
It would appear on that night 2 months ago, a negotiation was taking place on the omnibus. A negotiation concerning this disc. However, matters did not run smoothly. When the parties involved began to quarrel over price, McGilded took what he wanted by force, at the expense of the other man's life. Which proves my point. The disc is clearly extremely valuable in some way, although I don't understand why as of yet. And 2 days ago, precisely 2 months after the omnibus incident, McGilded's coat and its contents were due to be forfeited. I didn't know what I should do with the ticket. I mean, the cove died right after his trial. I knew that. So you decided you would try to claim the articles as your own? Well, why not, eh? They were only going to be forfeited. Why shouldn't I have gotten them? Anyway, you can't blame me for thinking about it. Thinking ain't no crime.
Miss Lestrade, it would appear Mr. McGilded was prepared to kill in order to take possession of this disc. Do you know why that would be?
Eh? I ain't got clue. But I reckon it must be worth a fair bit of brass, he was probably gonna sell it. And you can't blame me for thinking that. Thinking ain't no crime. Thought crimes. My lord. Who is this? My lord! The evidence your lordship requested has been located and is ready for the court inspection, sir. The moment of truth, yeah. The mysterious little box deposited by McGilded 2 months ago. There's no doubt in my mind that it's a key piece in this far-reaching puzzle. Is this a good cut off? Yeah, to be continued. All right. Okay. We're gonna. Dun, 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 dun.